Alright, part 2 starts here. We got one trade, 5 plus 1. So it looks like we're going to be down minus 34, minus 35. Maximum loss right now. So we need to make this last trade count. We're looking for a 2p target to go 47 ticks. Our favor, or better. And get out of the hole. It's a recovery trade now. I haven't been wrong all day. Looking at recovery only. I'm playing against this if you're going to look at the hourly chart. That's not a good thing, right? And then playing against that up move swing. Here's what it looks like on a 10-minute chart. Got caught. You can always look back and think, well, I shouldn't have traded that one. I shouldn't have traded that one. And then next thing you know, you got, you have your levels that you think, all right. So I believe that right now, what I believe is that we're going to have I'm going to try to get in around this level, 53.26, and take my shot there around the GAN signal. Anywhere between 16 to 26 can be that mark. So we'll try to pick it up coming back and down and through. High volume right there too, by the way. Highest volume bar. $15.21. Looks like stop running right now though. Looks like some stop running going on. I want to take my last shot around the R2 mark. About 53.26 is the level that GAN's telling me today. So that's kind of where I'm looking at the market to get, and then maybe we get a 2p retracement from there, somewhere in that R2 mark. Alright, so we've officially been up 6p at 14 now. Best laid plans sometimes just don't work out. And so I'm watching this 26 mark right now, 24.26. Kind of want to catch it around that 22 coming back through. 23. Right about here. Shit. I really believe right here is where, as far as it's going for a while. Oh well, this is a good shot today. Gonna go. Yep, I'm done. Can't do any more today. Gave up half my gains today. Shit. I don't know how better I could have done that. I could have waited for a high volume bar and then got involved in it. Can't trade. Cannot trade anymore today. I'll blow out and go into step 2 if I trade anymore today. Can only pretend. What I can tell you about today, though, I can get rid of all of my ranges. My ranges did not work for all today. Not at all. Resetting ranges, it looks like. Talk about not knowing which way that I got caught trying to short along. Alright, stop this video here. There's really no need to add punishment to pain here. Pain and punishment. Minus 44. Give up more than half of my gains today trying to catch the top. I was trying to catch a 2p run coming back down, and then I'd have been able to maybe after that get back into the trade, but took too many trades coming up through here. So hindsight, had no business in anything, especially here. There's no business all being in there. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking there. Oh, that was the 2/3. That was 78. Yeah, that was the Fibonacci number, which didn't work. Had no business in any of this shit though. Should have waited for a 1, 2, 3 setup in here, and here I should have waited for a 1, 2, 3 setup up here too. At some point there'll be a 1, 2, 3 setup, and if I'd have been patient, there'll be a 2p run. And I'll show you later on how it works out. And if I could have cut my losses down here at minus 24, and then been patient and waited for the trade to complete, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, and not be impatient, there's probably going to be a point in the day where I could go positive. If I could have stopped myself from over trading in a losing situation here. Or just have taken the long to start with, right? honestly, at 8 o'clock, I was thinking short, and I was thinking short all morning, and I got my ass handed to me thinking short, short, short when the market wanted to go up. So, honestly, at 8 o'clock, if I would have just went long, I would have a really nice winning day. But I tried to pick off a short in a movement that wanted to go up. And that's my fault. That's my bias screaming at me, getting my ass handed to me today. All right. All right, so if I would have been patient and waited for 1, 2, 3 setup to happen, the filming, especially since I know above R1, right? To stop trying to take fake outs above R1. So I only have myself to blame today for my poor trading. This right here is the very first 1, 2, 3 setup. That came on the charts today. The very first one. The 10 tick stop. So maybe you take that first trade, and this would have been the second trade of the day right up here. You'd move a prairie dog above this to 43. Or you keep it above this, or you keep it above the high. If you can keep yourself minus 20. Now remember, we're trying to play an R2, above R2, trying to short at R2, but we've made a big move up right now. So we could see a possible retracement into this area. So this is where I should have waited. If I would have waited here, I would have never been brought in at all, right? If I would have waited for a 1, 2, 3 to set me up. So I was good here. Remember I said 52 and blah, blah, blah. And 52 didn't get filled. And then I should have stayed away from this whole fucking thing until it proved that it wanted to be done going up. So then we had this move here through here. It did not fill. And then we had this move, and finally you see your 1, 2, 3 setting up right in here. Doesn't mean it would work out, but this was the first time that the 1, 2, 3 setup works above. And this is what I got to be able to. I have to be a lot more patient, trying taking a short and a long. This is my biggest nemesis in trading right now. I'm an extremely good short side trader below the pivot point line. Not so good when the market wants to go up and I'm trying to play the short, right? Look at this. So here I am trying. If all I had to do was go long at 8 o'clock, right? Boom, go long at 8, and there was what, a good 50 tick run there going up. So there's your 50 tick run, and I'm sitting up at $1,400 right now. If I was smart enough to take that on, right? There's your trade today. In hindsight, it's always easy to find it, right? Just get long above this mark right here and see where it takes you. And you could have waited, and man, you could have sat back and said, all right, I'll get up long above R1 after this. So this ends up being a failure bar here, right? And you get long here where I'm going to try to get short. This is your first failure bar. There's your second failure bar. Here's your third failure bar. Now if you exited this trade here, say you exited here when it come on here, then you could use this mark as your 1, 2, 3 setup over here. So this is the third setup. This is the 1, 2, 3 right here at 32. Can always find the right thing to do after you're done, right? So easy, easy, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. 50 tick move up here. There's a three. There might have been a 3p move available. Let's measure it. So here +2, getting long at 54. 3p move would bring it to 53.25. Did we get 25? Hell yeah. Up here we got 25. You could have had yourself a 70 tick winner just going long at the open. I was looking short at the open, and that's what cost me the day. I was looking short only at the open, and I got my ass handed to me because of that. And I got my ass handed to me to the tune of today being 44 ticks. So if your bias gets in your way, and where were we trading? Where were we trading? Pivot point to R1. At some point, you got to just stop your insanity. I mean, it helps me. I mean, considering that I'm still positive overall, but I gave up way too much today, especially in the move that wanted to go up. So obviously this would have not worked out. It's a 10 tick stop. The only thing you could have run with maybe a 13 tick stop from 32, that'd make it up to 45. I think we've already run that. Might go 3 ticks higher than this right here. But I would argue that you'd be out of this one already. If you'd have waited on your short side entries, that honestly would have been the very first time that you would have got in short. Maybe second if you took the R1 side of the trade. So your 3p move going up there, and you would have got out, basically you'd have got out at the GAN number today, right at 26. Could have got out right there and made yourself a 3p target. had yourself a nice long winning trade today. But my bias on the short side, I mean, I can tell you what I thought. I thought we were going back down to $50 a barrel. I was looking for a big win on the short side. Instead of the market doing what it did today, going up like a banshee, what I was thinking right now was that we were coming this way. I didn't even look back at that level. It had already been there, right? And just blew through it. So I was playing that third time that it would come back down through and didn't even bother looking at it, just went straight through it. What a nice up move there, huh? At some point you got to throw the towel in and say, you know what? You need extreme volume to get involved in the short right now. Especially if you would have taken two hits here, one at the R1 line and one here. You're sitting in the hole at probably minus 20 at right now. If you only had two trades on, you're definitely sitting at minus 20 when you could have been up plus 70 or better. Who's going to know that that was going to do that, though? Well, I guess you could argue that this was ready to explode out. I'm sure somebody smarter than me caught it. My bias kicked my ass today. Well, that's why they call it an equity curve, right? They don't call it an equity straight line, they call it an equity curve. So I'm going to take my equity curve, right, and come back down like this. And then the question is what happens next, right? Hopefully I stop it with a 1 day and I come back up here and get higher than the high, than what I've lost today. So right now I know if I can get, tomorrow if I get lucky enough to get a 50 plus tick winner, then I've just made up this bad trading day. And I know I'm going to have them. I know I'm going to have bad trading days. I know I'm going to have days that are going to kick my ass. I haven't been able, and I got myself on the wrong side of the market today. I got myself short and up and got my ass handed to me. No doubt about it. You know, in hindsight, you're always right, so it's easy to figure out what you should have done. Woulda, shoulda, coulda is you go long at 8 o'clock and hold on for the ride. Man, hell, if we'd have known that, if I'd known that they wanted to send the fucking market all the way up, man, I would have been all over that shit. I guess I should have known. As beat up as we've been all of last week and pretty much all of June so far, you'd think that the relief rally was coming in, right? Unless there's no 1, 2, 3 setup here at all yet. And there's no high volume. So the market is not playing fair, as I like to say. on the short side, and in fact, it's been anything else but fair. It's been all you had to do was hold on to the long here today, and you'd have been rewarded. Long side traders probably kicked ass today. Anyone that's on a bias with the long, whew, what a nice setup that was. Blowing through all the blue bars, making them failure bars. What made this be the high? I have no idea. Went back into this range right here, right? You know, busted through here, all this stuff. And now in hindsight, we got back up here and we said, all right, obviously there's some supply up in this area right there. That's what we can tell you. That's what I can tell you about right now. This up move finally found some supply. This is what I've got to get better at looking at. Where the market can go to. You can obviously get rid of the Fibonacci numbers. That's useless right now. It blew through all that shit. It went after where supply would have been. There's some supply sitting up here. It blew through all that. The other side of this, what if we would have, let me pause this. What if we would have waited for the 10-minute bar to show us at least a red bar, right? Have we seen a red bar? Yeah, we've seen one. And it didn't get below it either. We saw it through here. Here's our 8 o'clock. In fact, we haven't had haven't had a red bar in this whole up move. And I shorted the whole mother you-know-whatter. Alright, so there's got to be two ways of looking at the market, right? My way and the right way. What I can tell you is I had 6 days of winning day percentage of 100%, and now it's no longer. I've had a losing day, minus 44 ticks plus commission costs. Woohoo, man. Nice job, David. Pushing the envelope of the $500 loss. How close did I get today? $465.90. So my best day is $460.40. My worst day is $465.90. Way to go, David. Has there been a red bar anywhere on this mark since 8 o'clock? I don't know. What about 5 minute? Was there a 5-minute red bar anywhere? Couple. Well. Let's pause the video here because you know what else, other than hindsight, that's the only thing I can do today. Tell you what I do in hindsight. I should have been long, right? Shoulda, woulda, shoulda, coulda is long today. Look at this shit. Why did I miss that trade? How smart would I have been? Just to go long at the open. You know, there's a lot to be said about just grabbing a side at the open and let it run. Some of my best trades come right at the open. Today it would have been easy, right? You'd have been long up here, and then if it come back down, you'd have got out. And just hold on. Use the 200 bar exit. The only time it ever came close to it was here. I would have exited a 3P target though on the up. I'd have been very happy with that move. $49 would have been 4. Coming off the low, how high have we been? Let's measure. 51.72 to a high of 53.60. Almost 8p up. What a move. And a lot of that was in the US Open too. Well, I was due for a losing day. I was hoping my losing day wouldn't have been as great as today. I could have stopped at minus 30 something, but I took that one extra trade because I didn't want to lose. I didn't want to lose. I can tell you that. I did not want to lose. All this stuff is in no volume. Pause. We always find the right trade after the fact. There's no volume in this move here. So this isn't a valid setup. There was a valid setup from this bar. The first 1, 2, 3 setup came in right in here and it was a loser. And we haven't had high volume since. So nothing here is worthwhile taking yet. What's setting up, I can tell you real quick, what's setting up is like a little GAN signal to shoot it back this way. See how high can it go, right? And maybe you see some high volume on the blue side to stop it. At some point I've got to say, some point on this move going up, I got to be able to be wise enough to lay off of it, right? was not wise. Paid the price. All right, we'll be back later.